Here's my master replica Qui Gon LE that I converted a while back. I converted it several months ago, but there was a few things that I just wasn't happy with. One was the sound. It just wasn't very loud because of the way the saber is designed. This is just a bar that runs across there, and then it's flat underneath there. It's not a tube. It's, as far as it doesn't follow around the shroud. Just makes it look that way. But this is just a bar, and then like I said, it's flat. So when I hollowed this out to put the speaker in there was really no way to seal it, and it just wasn't very loud. And also the shroud would actually vibrate from the sound of the speaker. So it was too small a space to put a TCSS speaker surround or really anything else. And originally I thought I'd make one out of Delrin or something, but just never got around to it. So the other day I was had a dead speaker sitting on my desk, and was drinking some water. I opened my water from a bottle and set the cap down, and noticed that the cap was the same size as the speaker. So I got the idea, see how it would sound as a surround, because it was small enough to fit in the cavity of the Qui-Gon. Here's the Regal speaker, and here's that the water bottle cap. As you can see, it's a almost perfect fit there. All I did, I poked 2 holes in the back for the speaker wires, and I taped the speaker on so it would stay. I didn't want to glue it because we know the problems we've been having with Regal speakers lately. So I just taped it on there, and it sounds much louder, much more clear, and just all around better. I was surprised and I was concerned at first because this is a very small cavity, so I did not think it would be enough to be enough airspace for it to sound good. But it turned out that it works very well. So this is what I got, and it barely fit in the area, so it fit perfect. The other thing I wasn't happy with when I did it was the switches. Basically I just stuck tactile switches in there and used the standard plastic plunger of the switch and cut it down so it would be flush with that bar. And it just, on this saber, this conversion, that was just lacking, and I wanted a nicer more refined deal for it. So I decided to use the illuminated tactile switches like Django used on the Stormtrooper run, and others have used on other sabers as well. And what I didn't want to just use a regular plunger or just a regular acrylic rod for the plunger, similar to what JQ Sabers uses. I like that, but I wanted to be a little bit different. So basically I took a rivet like this and pulled this part, which is what pulls up and closes the rivet. Anyway, that leaves us with this hole and this flat piece. Well, the flat piece sits down on the switch perfectly, and I cut this down to the depth that I needed, which was about right there. It didn't need much. Powder coated this black to match, and I didn't want it just to be a hole in there, so I stuck a 3mm LED in there, which fit that hole perfectly. And then I filed the top of the LED down flat so that it would be smooth. Anyway, this is what it turned out, how it turned out here, and I'm much more happy with that. It turned out really well. Plus now the saber has blinkies, which I didn't want to go radical with that because of the, you know, how close this is to the prop itself. But it's turned out really well, and I cut the front auxiliary just a little bit. I left it a little bit longer so I could reach it easier. This one is almost perfectly flush, which is the power. And power is red, the auxiliary is green when it's on. I'll go ahead and fire it up. Oh, this is the crystal focus. I flashed it with version 5.10 so that I'm doing some testing, beta testing for it, and I have the LED pulsing instead of blinking, but only in idle. When the fine is on, it goes to normal blinking, but in idle it's pulsing. So hopefully I'll pick it up. I've got it set at a pretty fast rate. Actually, would like it to be a little bit faster, so I may play with it there. But anyway, there we go. You can see the green and the red. As you can tell, it's much louder if you watch my other video. And this is Caravan, which is the hum is not a real loud hum, but it's nice and clear, and it's everything is much better. This to me is a much more acceptable volume. Matter of fact, it's just as loud as any of the other sabers I have. So it's just right. Like I said, I was very surprised that the cap worked, but it did. Sometimes it just takes trying some new things and working out. So anyway, there's my updated Qui Gon, and that's probably the last update I'll do to it. I'm pretty happy with it now. Everything, I took care of the two major things that were bothering me, and I'm pretty happy with it now. If you want to see build pics of it, post them on FX Sabers in my section there, and I'll probably post those in the next couple of days, but I'm going to go ahead and have this video up before I take the pictures and post them. Anyway, thanks for viewing.